Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom, the walking, talking encyclopedia. Chandogya Upanishad, the four states of consciousness. My mission, the impeccable wisdom, knowing which everything is fully known. My greatest discovery, Divyank, the divine design of nature, with which the perfect objects are designed and created. Divyank is a reward of 60 years of integrated education. Impeccable wisdom is enlightening, and integrated knowledge is empowering. Chandogya Upanishad, 8th chapter, 7.1.2. Prajapati, Lord Brahma, discourses. The self which is free from evil, free from old age, free from death, free from grief, free from hunger, and free from thirst. The self with real desire and thought should be desired and sought by everyone. Person who has found and understands the self will obtain all the worlds and all desires. The gods and demons both heard it and said, well, let us seek that self, the self by seeking whom one obtains all worlds and all desires. Then Indra, the king of gods, and Virochan, the king of demons, approached Prajapati with folded hands and reverence and sought the knowledge of the self, knowing which everything is fully known and obtained for the rest of the life. This is the starting chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, which we are going to talk about. Chapter 8, 7, 3, 4. Indra and Virochan were advised live in the hermit of Prajapati for 32 years. After 32 years of disciplined life, like a conscientious student, Prajapati asked them the purpose of their stay. They repeated the details of the discourse of Prajapati on the nature and merits of the self. We desire to know and understand that self. Prajapati said to the two, the person that is seen in the eye, that is the self. The self is the immortal, the fearless, and Brahman. But the venerable self, he who is perceived in water and in a mirror, who is he? Prajapati replied, same one is perceived in all. Indra and Virochan mistake the self for the person and not the self that actually sees. Chandogya Upanishad, chapter 8, 8.1-5. Section 8 explains the importance of the perfectly healthy physical body. Importance of the clothes, importance of jewels, importance of money, importance of all what humanity looks for. They see their self in the water, feel satisfied and happy, and they leave the hermit. Virochan with happy mind goes to demons, asks them to take care of the physical body. Most people concentrate on the physical body, and that's what we are seeing today. Almost everyone around the world is focused only on physical health, wealth, wisdom, happiness, and all what we externalize with the external world. We are focused only on Jagrata, waking consciousness, and the one which relates to everyone the way it is. From that angle, the first quarter for 32 years is only the physical health, wealth, wisdom, happiness, and all what everyone, literally everyone around the world is understanding. So let that be very clear. First 32 years, it is only physical health, wealth, wisdom, happiness, and all what we are seeing all around the world. So from that angle, there is absolutely no doubt about anything. Then comes the Chandogya Upanishads 8, 9, 1 to 3. But Indra, even before reaching the gods, saw this danger. Even as this self, the body self, is well adorned, when this is adorned, well dressed when the body is well dressed, tidy when the body is tidy, the self which is blind when the body is blind, lame when the body is lame, crippled when the body is crippled. It perishes immediately when the body perishes. I saw no good in this physical body. Indra came back. Indra said, even as this body self is well adorned, when the body is adorned, it perishes when the body perishes. I saw no good in this physical body. True, said Prajapati. However, I will explain further. Please live with me for another 32 years. Then Prajapati told Indra. The next one, he who moves about happily in a dream is the self, the immortal and fearless. He is Brahman. Then Indra went forth with a tranquil heart, but even before reaching the gods, he saw these dangers. Even though this self is not blind, when the body is blind, is not lame, then body is lame, does not suffer defects from the defects of the body, is not slain, body is slain, not one-eyed when the body is one-eyed. One does not suffer and weeps. He sees no good in dream state of consciousness. Indra came back. He explained the above concepts and experience to Prajapati. So he indeed, O Meghun. However, I will explain further to you. Live here for another 32 years. Indra lived for another 32 years in the same ashram. The second part which stands out is about dreamy consciousness, or the one which goes into the consciousness when person goes to sleep. It is all happening in the brain. It is not within the physicalized body. So that particular concept is very clear in the second part of 32 years when he is talking about dream consciousness or swapna consciousness for 32 years. Waking consciousness and then deep sleep consciousness. Third one comes to a person who goes into deep sleep consciousness. When a man is asleep, compared, serene, knows no dream, that is the self, said he. That is important, the fearless. That is Brahman. Then he went forth with a tranquil heart. Even before reaching the God, he saw this danger again. In truth, this one does not know himself that I am he, nor indeed the things here. He has become one who has gone to annihilation. I see no good. Indra came back. Desiring what, O Meghwan? Have you come back, since you have went away with a tranquil heart? Then he said, Venerable Sir, in truth, this one does not know himself, that I am he, nor indeed is the things here. He has become one who has gone to annihilation. I see no good in it. Live here for another 5 years, he said to Indra. Quote unquote, the third level of consciousness is the deep sleep, Sushupta. That is what is emerging in the third context. 32 years is that. The first one, waking consciousness to the external world, dreamy consciousness in the brain, when he is able to see all that within the brain, not with the external body, not with the internal body. Third one, he is able to see all that in a deep sleep, but does not know who exactly is watching, who is not watching. In all the three states, he is, by and large, is totally unaware of the actual fact which is happening. So, all the three states of waking consciousness, Jagrata, dreaming consciousness, Swapna, deep sleep, or Shushvata, all the three for 96 years is absolutely no use when it comes to knowing which everything else is known. So, from that angle, he said, great, fine. Now, he says, what do I do? Stay with me for another 5 years, and you shall find the truth. Last stage, O made one, mortal, verily is this body. It is held by death, but it is sport of that deathless, bodiless self. Verily the incorporate self is held by pleasure and pain. Bodiless is air, cloud, lightning, thunder, these are bodiless. Even so that serene one, he rises up from his body and reaches the highest level, appears in his own form. Now, when the eyes in this start turning to self, that is seeing person. The eyes is for seeing. Now he knows that me, smell this. That is the self. That is the nose for smelling. Now he knows that me, think this. He is the self. The mind is his divine eye. Verily these gods are in the Brahman world, meditate on that self. Therefore all desires are held by them, spoke Prajapati. At the fourth level of consciousness, Prajapati is talking about that level of consciousness in which everything is fully known. You are awake. You can see the entire world. You can see the dream world. You can see the deep sleep world. You can see the entire world with an open eye. You are part and parcel of the universal consciousness. You are absolutely one with each and every aspect of the universe. There is absolutely no doubt. And then you know this is this and this is everything. And from that angle, it is very, very conclusive that we are talking in Chandogya Upanishad in this particular chapter, which is last chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. This first 32 years is a waking consciousness which relates to the entire world and the external world, with which we see the external world as we see. Second part, we see the divine self within the brain of the second dimension, which is absolutely at peace with self. Third is a deep sleep when he does not even know what is happening, what is not happening, and how is happening, how is not happening. And that concept is also very clear. But then all the three, by and large, are deficient, do not give you the wisdom of the highest order. As a result, you are still one with sectarian concepts. The final stage of 5 years, finally you find the entire universal consciousness is emerging. In that particular state of consciousness, you are one with the external world, you are one with the internal world, you are one with the universal consciousness, you are one with almost everything around the world, which is to be known, knowing which everything is fully known. And that's it, what we call Chandogya Upanishad's last version, and that makes it very, very powerful. Now, let's go to the next. Chandogya Upanishads sum it up. First, Prajapati is talking about state of the self, knowing which everything is fully known. In that particular state, everything is perfectly known. There is absolutely no doubt anysoever about the physicalized personal body with which a person is fully known, is Satchitanand, eternally blissful, one with the self, one with the world, and there is absolutely no discourse at all with respect to Chandogya Upanishad. That's first stage, the first statement of Prajapati, and that is Lord Brahma. And first stage, he talks of the 32 years of Jagrita Avastha or waking consciousness. And during this particular state is what we see the entire world is looking for. Perfectly physically healthy, emotionally stable, mentally powerful, spiritually integrated, one with the entire world, with a lot of money, lot of name, lot of fame. Not the entire world is exactly located in that, and that is what the first stage of Jagrita of 32 years is all about. Second stage for 32 years talks about Swapna Avastha, a dreaming consciousness in which you are in a dream state. You are not with the external world as we see ourselves. In that state, you can see yourself perfectly healthy, absolutely no problem whatsoever. That is the second stage of consciousness, which is described very clearly in this particular state. Third stage for 32 years is what Sushupta Avastha, a deep sleep consciousness, in which you get the bliss, you have all the things, but somehow or other you are just not aware of what it is all about. You just be within yourself. And that is what Sushupta is, that is what deep sleep is, and that is what makes you one with the universe, but blissful at the same time. But the final stage of 5 years, Turiya Avastha, is a super conscious state. In that state, you are awake, you are one with the entire universe, you know the external world, you know the internal world, you know the universe, you know everything. In the process, you know A to Z of everything, and everything is well within your reach. And that is what it is in Chandogya Upanishad, the last part. And that can be translated into the first 32 years equivalent to 7 years. Second phase equivalent to 7 years. Third phase is also 7 years. The fourth phase is 1 year. The total sum is 22 by 21 years. And that is what is called Chandogya Upanishad, Prajapati, Brahmavastha, or the first stage of creation is made of 22 by 21, and that is Brahmaloka, and that is Brahmank, and first stage of creation. So from that angle, I think it's very, very clear. Okay, this is how it has been seen, perceived, and conceived as the first stage. And now, keeping that in mind, you can go back and see many of the examples you're going to see about how this particular number is working. For example, let's say cell, red blood cells, is made of 21 parts. It becomes 22 parts and then goes through the 10 stages to form the healthy cells. Similarly, you can also find pigeons go through the stage, or for that matter, hen goes through the phase of developing cell into a fetus in 21 days. You're going to see this 21, 22 in many places, including the head. There are 22 bones, out of which 21 are fixed, one is free. Similarly, there are lots and lots of examples within the human body which talk about 22 by 21. From that angle, I do believe this particular state has lots and lots of meaning with respect to health and wealth. Now, let's take it to the next stage of the final one, which we are going to talk about it. This particular picture I have already shown earlier, and I think this picture is very, very clear. From Mooladhara to down, it is A. From chest, it is U. Head, it is M. A, U, M. And that is what these three stages are all about. A is waking consciousness. U is deep sleep. M is brain. And Turiya is the final stage. When you go to the Turiya stage, you can definitely be one with the entire universe. You can be one with the entire consciousness. And that is exactly what is expected from Brahmaloka or Brahma consciousness are keeping in mind that 22 by 21 is the first stage of creation, and that is Lord of creation, that is Brahma, that is Prajapati, and that is Prajapati as such in this particular concept. From that angle, I do agree that three states of consciousness, A, U, Ma, and Turiya, is equivalent to 22 by 21. And that's it, what it is all about. Now, from this angle, let's go to the last stage, which we normally see. This particular picture, you can very well see the Mooladhara chakra is right at the bottom, from where the soul is going to rise from the back side to the head and then come down to same in front. So ascending from the back to top and then coming down to this is something which is phenomenal. If you can do this and come down, I can assure you, you will have all the concepts of waking consciousness, dream sleep consciousness, deep sleep consciousness, at the same time Turiya consciousness simultaneously appearing, and you can be one with yourself, one with the entire world, the entire world, and you can see the entire beauty just like that, fraction of a second, and be in tune with universal consciousness. If this is what it is, and I think this particular picture or all the pictures put together, they're speaking volumes about what universal consciousness is all about. From that angle, let me leave it at this stage and say thank you very much. It has been enlightening, experiencing my own soul consciousness and experiencing with you day to day the moments of it in the best of my ability. As a result, I am glad that I am able to understand concept and clear the real beauty of four states of consciousness, which all of us can do, and move on to the higher levels of consciousness and move on to higher and higher levels of universal consciousness. If I can do it, I'm sure all of you can do it, and we can do wonders in the process. From that angle, let me come to an end and say, it has been a lovely talking to you for my experiences in my light, in my own way, and I'm sure everyone who flows with it would find it as simple as I have found it very simple. So thank you very much once again. Thank you.